Hi, welcome to this video today, which is all about Forex fundamental analysis, learning how to do fundamental analysis the right way, and trading with confidence and making consistent profits. Now, in relation to this, what I want to do is go through my favorite books. Now, in terms of the books I'm going to go through, they're not going to cost you much money, but if you read them, learn the wisdom within them, you'll soon be trading with confidence and making money from the markets. Also going to go through some free videos which I think are really useful for anyone getting started with fundamental analysis, the key traits of successful fundamental traders, and also if you want to get a Forex fundamental analysis course and fast track your learning curve, what you should look out for in terms of criteria when choosing one. Now, in terms of these points, I've written them up on a storyboard so we can go and discuss all this in more detail. But just before we do so, if you'd like to join our free mailing list, you can do so on the link beneath this video for more information on trading Forex fundamentals and just basically all aspects of becoming a successful trader, from the best strategies to psychology to the best trade setups. Link beneath this video. Right, let's go and take a look at all the points I've just mentioned in more detail. Right, let's have a look at some books first of all, and free videos as well, which are really useful for anyone wanting to learn fundamental analysis. Now, in terms of, just before I start, a lot of traders who want to learn fundamental analysis want to get too much into economics, or they think that you need a lot of economic knowledge to trade the fundamentals. You don't. I've got a degree in economics. It's of very little use in terms of trading the markets. My psychology degree is much more useful. You only need to know the basics, okay? And the reason you only need to know the basics is because basically when you're looking at the fundamentals, you're only looking at them in relation to sentiment. It's the sentiment towards the fundamentals that is important, not the fundamentals on their own. But you do need to know the basics. So where can you learn them? Well, great book to start is a book called Cocktail Investing, which is by Versace and Hawkins. It's written for stock traders, but it gives you, the economic data that is important to look at. There isn't much, to be honest with you. How economic cycles work, basically how central banks operate and how they respond to cycles. It's a really good book. It's an easy read. You'll learn the basics in the book, and I think a video which is free online, which anyone can go and look at, which complements the book, is The Economic Machine by hedge fund manager Ray Dalio. 30 minutes long, gives you a really good review of how economies work. Again, now in terms of a book, it's really interesting to read. It's called Debunking Economics. It's by Steve Keen, and he talks about how economists really get things kind of wrong. Okay, what's important and what's not important in terms of economic theory, why most theories are flawed. It's a really good book. And in terms of the next book, Misbehaving, this is where we get into how investors and traders look at economics. Okay, it's all about behavioral economics. Okay, Rich Thaler, Nobel Prize winner. It's really what traders, investors think of the economic facts that's important, and most economic theory does not take that into account. It assumes that traders or investors are rational, which of course they aren't. That's why we get booms and busts. Must read book. Now, in terms of learning how to read sentiment is essential. You've got to learn how traders and investors see the economic facts, and then you will get clues to finding big trends, spotting reversals, etc. Now, in terms of a theory that I think is just a must learn for any trader serious about fundamental analysis, it's the theory of reflexivity by George Soros. Now, we do have 3 videos on our channel on it. hour each, I think they are. There's plenty of videos on the theory. It's a general theory, but it's very applicable in finance. Now, you can also read about the theory in George Soros's classic book, The Alchemy of Finance. The theory of reflexivity describes how markets discount news and facts and how traders actually anticipate future events. And it's a real key part of the strategy. When traders start to anticipate something that probably isn't going to occur, you can go against the majority. And that always happens when you get big, strong trends to the upside or downside. Greed and fear have taken hold. Traders start to look for reasons why the trend should continue. I can't do full justice to the theory here. Obviously, it is just must learn. Okay, it is the basis on which we base our analysis of the markets or investment sentiment towards the fundamentals. Next book up is The Signal and the Noise. It's by Nate Silver. Nate Silver, one of the best forecasters around today, and it is the classic book, in my view, on general forecasting and predicting, not just in finance, but in anything, in terms of finding the data that is important, i.e. to get the signal and ignoring the noise. There's a huge amount of data around. We've got to get what's important, and Nate Silver goes into this in detail. He also talks about one of our favourite theories, which is Bayes theory. Bayes theory is a great way of basically analysing the markets. There are quite a few videos on Bayes theory generally online as well. It's really must kind of learn theory, or a must learn theory. Book that complements Signal and Noise is Super Forecasting by Teflock and Gardner. Now again, it's a general book about forecasting and predicting. It covers finance just like Nate Silver's book does as well, but really where the book is good, and obviously The Signal and Noise, it gives you that mental map in terms of actually reading fundamentals, sentiment, seeing what other traders don't, or investors. Now, in terms of Teflock and Gardner, they did a massive test sponsored by the US government, which was basically putting up an expert in a field against a layman or someone with no experience, and then getting the two to predict or forecast in working out who was right. And it was actually very often the person with no experience of the field who actually did the better forecast. Why is this? It's to do with the way they looked at the data. And it's fantastic summaries of what it takes to get that mindset, to see what other traders don't, and become really successful at forecasting. Now, in terms of the last two books I've got, Black Swan Anti-Fragile, one of my favourite authors, Nassim Taleb. He's also a trader. And basically the books are about uncertainty. And, how, a lot of, I think, traders or investors get deceived by experts who can explain everything after the event, but they very often get the big calls wrong or don't even see them coming. It's all again about getting the right thought process to deal with risk and uncertainty as well, and go for the really big trades and catch them. Take advantage of black swan events that no one else sees coming. There's a really good strategy that Taleb has got, which is called the barbell strategy, which you can also look up videos for free online on that subject as well. But those two books are great. Those books will not cost very much money, as I've said. Plenty of videos in relation to those books as well. They'll give you a thorough grounding in basically what you need to know in terms of the fundamentals, what's important, and more importantly, getting that thought process to read sentiment the right way, really see what other traders don't. Okay, fantastic books. Now, in terms of courses on fundamental analysis, a lot of traders, want to get a kind of fast track to success from someone who knows fundamental analysis, they will look for courses. Bad news, actually, is there aren't many courses around to choose from. How do you choose the best? I think there's two criteria. What you want is, and I say this in terms of technical analysis courses as well, you want someone who gives their trades, so you can see if they're successful at fundamental analysis and all the logic that goes into the trade, and you should have a risk-free trial. Okay, now in terms of a course, we do have one. We do give our trades and we give all the logic and reasoning of why we did the trade in the way that we did. We look at the fundamentals and the sentiment towards them, and we'll give anyone a 90-day money-back guarantee. And I think anyone who's selling a course, can be fundamental or technical analysis, you're confident in your material and your education, then you should give a money-back guarantee. Now, I don't know actually of any fundamental analysis courses that do give real trades in real time. I'm sure there must be some around. I probably haven't looked hard enough, but you just check a few out. You obviously check ours out. It's just make sure you get that guarantee and they're real traders. And in both fundamental and technical analysis, in terms of courses, there are not many real traders. Okay, best resource sites for fundamental traders in terms of data and also in terms of getting ideas. It's a bit of a trial and error process, certainly in terms of finding traders who can give you good ideas. It's just best to follow a few and just kind of see how they do, basically. Now, in terms of this, I've got what I consider to be the best sites for all the news that you need, and also traders who I respect, or forecasters who've given me ideas. If you want it, just join the mailing list beneath this video and I'll send you the list. Now, in terms of Forex fundamental analysis, anyone can do it, okay? It's really more about getting the right thought process than learning anything really complicated, okay? Try to think if there's anything else I can add in terms of this video. I think, in terms of, I'll just add a few more points. In terms of, traders who are good at fundamental analysis, they see what other traders don't. They question everything and they're contrary to the extreme. Now, a lot of traders have a problem doing that. You've obviously got to go against the majority, trust your judgment against it. Once you've read those books, you'll soon be able to do it, and you'll soon be trading the fundamentals for consistent profits. Right, that now is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching as usual. Take care. Have a good day.